Hello, hello.
Hello, 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 hello. Oh, that's it. That's it. Oh, that, uh, okay. Karthik, you are outside, send them. Get inside. Close that door. Close that door, Karthik. Keep here. One water bottle. Here, here. Close that. Okay. Water bottle. Here. Chinna bottle. Standing outside, ask them to close that. Those who are outside, please get inside and occupy your seat. Please maintain high discipline. No discussion, please. Madam. Good morning, dear friends. Today, we have us, Madam Anjana from Weltech University, Chennai. She is an expert in international trade law. Today and tomorrow, 2 days, she will take your international trade law. So I would like to request all of my students, friends, please maintain silence. Whenever Madam deliver or give some important points, please note it down for your examination, for your benefit. So with this, let us start today's class, and with this, I would like to invite Anjana Madam to continue her class. Anjana.
Good morning, all. So, thank you, sir, for your introduction. I'm Anjana R. I'm coming from now. I'm working as an assistant professor in Weltech University, Chennai. I completed my master's from Christ University, Bangalore. So, this trade law is was my subject of my graduation. I graduated in IP and trade laws, that is intellectual property rights and trade law. So, we start right. Please take down the important points. Okay. Before getting into this, what is trade? Anyone? What is trade? Am I audible? Okay, what is trade? Anyone? Yes, that's it. So you all know what trade is. It's just the exchange of goods and not just goods, services is also there, right? So what is international trade? Between the countries. That's the only difference. Then now we are going to study international trade law. Why do we need a law to regulate all these things? Yes. So international trade law. International trade law, it regulates the international trade and commerce. That's international trade law. Then we study what are the, or what to say. Look, we'll read it. So international trade law is simple. It deals with or it regulates international trade and commerce. Okay. Then there are two aspects of international trade law: public and private. You have already studied public international law and private international law. So you may be knowing what it is. So the same is only here also. The two aspects of international trade law are public and private. The public law, it deals with the coordination of various state policies. Okay, the public law, it deals with the coordination of various state policies, and the private part, it deals with it focuses on international commercial transaction between and different states. That's, can I change the slide? So these are the two maxims. It's important when we are studying the international trade law. One is the law of the land and one is the law of the sea. That is lex mercatoria, which refers to the law of the merchants, and lex maritime, which refers to the law of merchants on sea. You can know these two maxims. It's very important. Okay. This is the now just briefly discuss what's the theory of international trade law, how it evolved. We are going to discuss that one. So earlier it was barter system. What is barter system? Yes, exchanging of goods. There is no money involved in that one. I'm having, for example, I'm having 10 mangoes in my hand, and she is having 1 jackfruit. So I will exchange what I am having with her, and I will take the goods from her. That's barter system. It was replaced by mercantilism in 16th and 17th century. What is mercantilism? Mercantilism actually is a trade theory. We'll discuss it in detail. In our next slide, we are going to discuss it in detail. So here, mercantilism means a country should reduce imports and it should promote exports. So then they'll be having some surplus. They should save the surplus in the form of gold. They should reserve the surplus in the form of gold. That's the theory of mercantilism. So after barter system, the theory was mercantilism. It was there in the 16th and 17th century. And after that, World War One happened. You know what the story behind World War One and all. It started in the year of 1940 with the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand in Sarajevo, and because of that one, it left many countries in ruins and it resulted in the Great Depression. And what happened in the World War is it lasted for 4 years. Then Germany surrendered and it ended in the year of 1918. You know all those things. I'm not getting into that one. Then it resulted in the Great Depression. So, Great Depression, at that time, what all things happened? Overproduction. The Great Depression, what because of these things, the Great Depression happened. Overproduction, increased competition between the companies, high tariff on imported goods, and low export prices. All resulted in unemployment, and again, economically, it was a ruined state. Then after that, World War II. So this law we are studying now, that is international trade, everything happens after World War II. Okay, after World War II. After post World War, countries, you know about GATT, right? General Agreements on Trade and Tariff. Yeah. So after World War, what happens is that 23 countries, they met in Geneva, they signed an agreement, that is General Agreements on Trade and Tariff. Okay, in order to promote free trade. What is free trade? Yeah, without any restriction. So some restrictions will be there. It's not actually free trade. Some qualitative or quantitative restrictions will be there. To study it in detail. So this is the brief history of international trade law. Don't forget this thing. Barter system, then mercantilism. Mercantilism we'll discuss in detail. Then World War One, then Great Depression, post World War. These are the five things. Please keep it in mind. Shall I change? So these are the sources of international trade law. As you know, national laws, judicial precedents, customary legal practice, international treaties, and international conventions. Done. Done. So what is, we already discussed this thing. This international trade law, it was established to promote international trade. So in this context, free trade, it refers, what is free trade? It refers to the rights of individuals to freely exchange goods across the international borders. In other words, a person should have freedom to purchase a good from wherever the globe they can buy it for the best value. And similarly, they ought to have freedom to negotiate maximum price for these goods wherever they are sold. Okay, when we are selling goods, if I am the person who's selling goods, I should get maximum price. If I am the buyer, I should be able to get the product in reasonable or the lowest price. Okay, this is what the final aim of free trade. Understood? Then, here in Indian Constitution, according to Article 301 of our Indian Constitution, it states that trade, commerce, and intercourse shall be unrestricted within the boundaries of India. It's talking about within the boundaries, not cross border, is within the boundaries of India. Here, note down the article and free trade. While mentioning about free trade, keep it in mind the buyer's perspective as well as the seller's perspective. If I am selling, I should get best value. If I am buying, I want it to be in a cheap and good quality. 2 points. So, UNCITRAL model, United Nations Commission on International Trade Law. So UNCITRAL, we'll discuss it in detail in our last unit. It's there. Now, for your understanding, UNCITRAL is the legal body of United Nations in order to coordinate and standardize international trade laws. Okay, main purpose of UNCITRAL is to standardize and coordinate international trade law. Write that. So now you may be thinking, this is the same purpose of WTO also, right? It's not. Actually, some differences are there. Here, in terms of international procedures, UNCITRAL offers the legal principles related to the private law topics. Okay, it's not private law topics. That is, it regulates the interactions or transactions between countries to countries and peoples. It's not what to say. It's not dealing with public aspects. Okay, it's only dealing with the private one. But what WTO is doing is that, so since it's only dealing with private law, it is incapable of dealing with the issues about relations with countries such as fight against dumping. What is dumping? Dumping means, for example, in India, for producing one pen, like let's say for example, the price of a pen is 10 rupees. Okay, it's not possible to reduce the cost. It's 10 rupees only. China, they are producing the pen for 2 rupees and they are sending it to our market. Since we are having this trade agreements and everything, okay, it entered to our market and it's 2 rupee pen. What will happen? We all will go for Chinese product only, right? So they are dumping their product when that's in our market price or the thing that we are manufacturing is higher in price and they are dumping their products. That is dumping. So what will happen? It will eventually destroy the domestic market, isn't it? We all will go for the other one. We can relate it to competition law also. Are you studying law? Yes. So according to competition, it amounts to unfair trade practice, right? Like eventually what will happen? We'll all go for Chinese product. Then our Indian market, the pen companies, they will go out of the competition. Then only the Chinese market here, then they will increase the price because they don't have any competitors. They will become the monopoly. The pen and all, it won't happen. Other things. This will eventually happen. It's a competition law perspective. Here we'll just deal with dumping. Okay, this is dumping. So this ancestral is not that what to say. It is incapable of dealing with the problems of dumping, then countervailing duties, import quotas. We'll discuss everything. So W2 it deals with trade policy issues such as trade liberalism, the removal of trade barriers, and unfair business practices. Don't get confused between ancestral and WTO. Okay, can I change? So these are the theories of international trade. Very important topic. Everyone should. First one is mercantilism. These I'm not telling. Five more theories are there. Total 10 theories are there. But these are the five important theories. Okay. Other theories, if time permits, we will discuss tomorrow. But this is important. Okay, this is what we need. Mercantilism, theory of absolute cost advantage, comparative cost advantage theory, comparative advantage money theory, Heckling-Ohlin theory, or relative factor endowment theory. One by one, we'll discuss. First, you write mercantilism. So, mercantilism. We'll discuss one by one. Okay. So, mercantilism, we already discussed. It was propounded by William Petty in the year 1630. Write the year and the person who. So, it is one of the oldest international theories. It states that a country should export more than they import and should receive the value of trade in the form of surplus in the form of gold. Okay. For example, let's say for example country A. Country A, what they should do? They should always concentrate on exports. Okay. So it is not supposed to allow imports. What happens when imports are there? We are going to spend our money, right? When we are buying something, we are going to spend our money. When it's exports, we are getting the money. Okay, so we are getting trade surplus. As surplus, what we have to do? We have to reserve it in the form of gold. Earlier, gold and precious as very important. So the theory is that we should do that one. So it is completely against the principle of God. At that time, God is not there. But according to our present theory, it's completely against all those things. So the government can impose restrictions on imports and encourage exports in order to prevent trade deficit and experience trade surplus. So government can impose restrictions. What are things government can do? Duties, you know, right? Tariffs and all. Government can impose tariffs. So this higher tariff and all, no one will import, right? So government can impose restrictions. Then, okay, this is the thing. National strength would be maximized by limiting import to tariff and maximizing export. So the drawback of this theory is that what if the value of gold reduces? We are not importing anything. We are always exporting and we are saving our surplus in the form of gold. What if the value of the gold reduces? Is one of the major drawbacks. Decay in the gold standard reduce the validity of this theory. And the second one is that, for example, India and Japan. For example, you know, Japan is having a low, more like what to say, as compared to us, they're having a low, like what to say, a lot of technologies, new and technologies, right? Let's say, for example, in India, we are not allowing any import. We are only exporting. So our things are going everywhere. We are not importing anything from any country. So build the innovations and new products from other countries. No. Also, what to say, drawback of this particular mercantilism theory. You can note it down. So according to this theory, a country can achieve balance of trade or a favorable condition. According to William Petty, a country can achieve it only when the exports are higher and imports are lower. Okay, for him, it is the balance or favorable condition. Same thing only here. Mercantilism, it recommends that the country's best interest to maintain a trade surplus. Mercantilism observes trade as a zero-sum game, which a gain by one country results in the loss of another country. Like the country who is exporting will get benefits. Obviously, the other country will get benefits out of the imports. But according to this theory we are discussing, we are exporting, so we are getting money. The other country is not having any to go to our country. Okay. Then mercantilism advocates government intervention to achieve a surplus balance of trade. How is government intervention? By quotas, tariffs, and everything. Okay. Like quantitative and qualitative restrictions will be there. Government can impose quantitative as well as qualitative. Discuss that only. So here then mercantilism stands in contrast to the trade of theory of free trade. Now what is free trade? Absolutely against the theory of free trade. Right. They are not allowing any import to our country. Absolutely against the free trade. Next one is theory of absolute cost advantage by Adam Smith. 17. It's a very important theory. Okay. This theory is actually in par with the free trade norms and all. It promotes exports as well as imports. According to Adam Smith, free trade enables a country to produce variety of goods and services. Isn't it? For example, we are not having some raw materials. We are importing it from another country. We can make different kinds of products. Right? So free trade enables the country to produce variety of goods and services. Every country should specialize in producing those products at a cost less than that of other countries. Let's say, for example, country A, country B, two products X and Y. Okay, you want to write, you can write and compare. Let's write country A, products X and Y. Or you can write products rice and wheat. For producing this rice, country A will produce, okay, same condition, same cost, country A will produce 20 units. Country B will produce 8 units. Country A 20, country B 8 units. The next one, this second product is wheat and rice, right? Okay, the second product rice, country A is 6 units. At the same time, country B will produce 14 units. Like, or I just said maybe kilograms or tons or whatever it is. For say, listeners, I am telling this unit. So here, what do you think? In which area country A should focus? In which area country B should focus? Anyone? Not about production, da. What I'm telling is, in which area? Okay, we have to export things. Which thing country A should export? Which thing country B should export? Wheat and rice zero. So country A, wheat. We should export wheat because we are good producing wheat. Under the same conditions, we are producing 20 units. At the same time, the other country can produce 6. So by that, it's not that we are very good in producing wheat. So what we have to do is we have to export wheat. Then if we want, we can import rice. Okay, by the so country B, what they should do? They should concentrate more on rice. They should export rice and they should import. Understood? This is the theory of absolute cost advantage. Okay. So countries have absolute cost advantage due to skilled labor and specialization advantage. And cost advantage, it may be of two types. Is of two types. First one is natural cost advantage. For example, we in India we are having very good climatic conditions and all. That's why we can do agriculture, right? So here, due to climatic conditions or natural resources, for example, Middle East, like those countries, oil, it's their natural resource. They are getting it from their natural resource only. So they are more concentrated on producing that one and exporting those products. So natural resource. That is natural cost advantage. Second one is acquired cost advantage due to technology and skill development. Here we can take the example of Japan. Okay, here, write it. Shall I change this? Next one is comparative cost advantage theory. Is a very important theory. Now also this is important. 1817 by David Ricardo. Okay, listen. Same scenario. Take same scenario. First, we discussed that like same scenario in the sense wheat and rice by country A and B. In that one, country A export wheat because we can see that okay, comparing to country B, we are having a advantage. So we should concentrate more on that. Just imagine. Okay, write it the same way you wrote now. Same way, write this thing also. country A and B, then wheat and rice. Country A produces 20 units of wheat. Country A produces 20 units of wheat. At the same time, country B produces 10 units. Next one, country A produces 10 units of rice. At the same time, country B is producing 6 units. Here, what country A and B have to do? That here, actually, listen, in the other, like earlier illustration, we can see that yes, they are having a cost advantage over the other. Right. Here you see the first country is having advantage. In both the things, the first country is having the advantage. Country A is having advantage. Like if country A is producing 20 units of wheat, at that time country B is only producing 10 units. Then see, rice also country A is producing 10 units, country B is only producing 6. So here, what country we have to do is, which one is comparative cost advantage? Like for, say for example, you know what is opportunity cost is, right? So this theory is based on opportunity cost only. So what this country B have to do is, if country B is producing wheat, what's the difference? 20 minus 10. 10 units difference is there. And if the country is producing rice, 10 minus 6, only 4 units. So comparatively, which one is good? Producing rice and export, right? This is comparative cost advantage theory. Here, any doubts? Let me explain it once more. I will explain it. Listen, the first one, country A was producing 20 and country B was producing, the last example, the previous example I am explaining. So 8, 20 and 8. We can see that country A is having advantage. Then the rice thing, when it was rice thing, rice country A was only producing 6, country B was producing 40. So country B is having advantage. That was the first case. Then we came to a second scenario. Your second scenario, what's the case? Country A is having advantage over rice and wheat. So in the country B, in order to find what to export, what country we have to do is it have to take comparative cost advantage. That is opportunity costing. What if I'm producing this, or what's the benefit I'm producing? Like benefit I'm getting by producing this one. So here the first one is 20 minus 10. If it is producing wheat, it's 10 units difference. Okay, it's better to import wheat. So then it's 10 minus 6. The answer is 4. Only 4 units. So they can produce more rice and eggs. That is comparative cost advantage. So comparative advantage, activity, and the theory is big opportunity. It could market that low-cost product to the other countries and develop trade. Few developing countries, there may not be any product of low cost or having cost advantage. Okay, that's what we discussed. That illustration was relating to this thing. So at that time, what they can do, you can write the sentence. Completed this one, then write it. The theory states that theory states that a country should produce, a country should produce and export, country and export those products, those products for which, for which it is relatively more productive, relatively more productive, more productive. Now you know what is relatively more productive, right? Than the than that of other countries. Relatively more productive than that of other countries. Here, shall I proceed? So next one is comparative advantage with money theory by F.W. Chaucer. What is this theory? For him, now he is of the opinion that person is of the opinion that money is very important. Now our economy, everything is controlled by money only. So modern economy is the money economy, and almost all transactions in the form of money. Therefore, absolute differences in money prices determine the international rate. In our examples, we were discussing with the units, right? Here, according to his theory, it's not about units, it's about the cost of that particular product. Give example, the cost of the product. Okay, according to him, everything depends on the money value. Comparative differences in labor cost is can translate to absolute different prices without affecting the real exchange of the products. Clearly, here, shall I see the slide? This theory is Heckler-Oakland theory or relative factor endowment theory. Theory is the contribution of two British economists, Eddie Heckler and Bradley Oakland. That's why it's known as Heckler-Oakland theory or factor endowment theory. Or factor endowment, very important. That factor endowment theory. So, this theory it explains how the countries accrue comparative advantage due to the factor endowment. How the countries we discuss comparative advantage thing. Now you know the comparative advantage. This theory is that how the countries are acquiring comparative advantage by using factor endowments. Let's see what are factor endowments? Land, labor, natural resources, climate, etc. You all know it will all affects the production of goods and everything, right? So these are the factor endowments. According to this theory, of a country, let's say for example, country India, we are we capital abundant state? No, we are labor abundant, right? Then for example, USA, not labor abundant, it's capital abundant state. So as per this theory, what we are having? Labor. What they are having? Their capital. So, according to this theory, they should produce more capital goods and we should produce more goods which needs more labor. So, see, okay, factor endowment just means these are the factor endowments land, labor, natural resources, and climate. It also affects the what comparative advantage that one country is having over the other country. Here, So according to this theory, countries which are rich in labor will export labor-intensive goods, and the countries which have plenty of capital will export capital-intensive goods. You can take the example of India and America. In other words, the capital-abundant country will export capital-intensive goods, while the labor-abundant country will export labor-intensive goods. Clear? No doubts? So this one is Leontief paradox. That is, an American economist. What is paradox? It's an absolute contrary with the theory. Now we discuss one theory. So, in our opinion, what USA should do is they should produce more capital intensive goods and India should produce more labor intensive goods. That is the Heckler-Oakland theory. Now, it's a study by Dr. Wesley Leontief. He tested this Heckler-Oakland theory under USA conditions. USA exports labor-intensive goods and import capital-intensive goods. So, according to this theory, it should be reversed only. Okay, according to this theory, they should export capital-intensive goods and they should import labor-intensive goods. But in USA, what actually happening is that they are exporting labor-intensive goods and they are importing capital-intensive goods. But USA, being a capital-abundant country, must export capital-intensive goods and import labor-intensive goods than to produce them at home. This situation is called Leontief paradox against Heckler-Oakland theory. Clear? Any doubts? Shall I change the slide? Now, our next topic is foreign direct investment. What is FDI? That I know foreign direct investment. I'm asking you, what is FDI? What's your knowledge or what your understanding about it? Actually, see, foreign direct investment may be defined as an investment made by a firm or an individual in one country in business interest located in another country. As she, what she said is right only. This FDI. Okay. So foreign direct investment we define as an investment by a firm or an individual in one country in a business located in another country. What is the difference between FDI and FPI? Foreign portfolio investment and foreign direct investment. In FDI, the country, let's say for example here, country A and country B. Country A, one person from the country B can also, what to say, invest. One person from country A is investing in one country B and it's investing in a what to say, firm in country B. They will be having ownership also of that particular company. It's not just investment and it's not for short term, it's a long term investment. Okay, we'll be having ownership also. They will subscribe more than 10% of the shares, more than 10% or 10 or more percentage. Okay, it's not just for a short term, for long term. But in the case of this portfolio investment, what's the case? It's a short term one. They don't have ownership. Okay, ownership is there. Very important. Ownership. Write it. It takes place when an investor establishes foreign business or acquires foreign business assets may include ownership, controlling of interest of some foreign company. Like a person from USA investing in a company in our country, if it's FDI, obviously that person is going to have control over the decisions of this country, or what to say, this firm, this company, and they can control it. Okay. That's it. FDI is a significant contributor to the economic expansion. Usually, if we don't have money for our country's expansion or something, we'll take it as in debt form only, right? We borrow it from others. That's a burden. But this FDI is not like that. They are investing. So it's not debt form. Very beneficial for our economic expansion. FDI does not limit to capital, but can include workforce, technology, tools, and more. Helps bring new technologies, equity, jobs, and enhance infrastructure into a country. Not it down that it's not a capital, but include workforce, technology, and more. And what are the benefits? It helps to bring new technologies, equity, jobs, and enhance infrastructure. These are the types of FDI. Four types of FDI are there: horizontal, vertical, collaborator, then platform FDI. So we'll go by one. Here, it concentrates on what is a horizontal one. Concentrate on funding a foreign company. That is a part of same sector. For example, I am having a shoe company here. I am investing in a shoe company in America. Okay, same business only I am investing. That is horizontal FDI. Example is that UK-based wine production company buying a chain of wineries in Germany. Same product, same company. Not the same company, the same product only. Okay. One is vertical FDI. Vertical FDI, the firm established a complementary firm in a different country. The investment in the company or may not be, but still component of the traditional supply chain. Products may be somehow related. Okay, it's not always what to say. I'm a shoe manufacturer. I'm manufacturing shoes. Maybe the other thing may be a leather industry. Leather is a what to say component of traditional supply chain, but it's not same one. It's vertical FDI. And the third one is in this uh, conglomerate FDI refers to the transaction in which investment are made to only different business operating in completely different industries. An investing company lacks any prior experience in foreign companies. Thus, this is often considered as a joint venture. For example, I am a car manufacturer. I am investing in a shoe company. It's completely different to one different things. In platform FDI, I'm an Indian. I'm investing in an US based company, and we are producing goods and we are exporting it to a third nation. So, with the platform FDI, a company develops in a foreign nation, but the goods produced and exported to a third nation. Platform FDI is just low cost economy that comes under trade areas. Trade areas and all we'll discuss next. Write the names of this. Shall I? These are the factors which affect the FDI. Many studies have found that foreign direct investment is affected by foreign like various factors. They are factor cost, market cost, trade openness, political environment, infrastructure, transport cost, exchange rate, tax rate. property rights, and much more. So, right? Like for example, we are, for example, like we are imposing a lot of like restriction for imports and all. Any country will be ready to import to our country. That is the trade openness. Okay, our tariffs, the quality barriers, and everything. Everything will affect this. Like how we are allowing a firm to operate in our country. For example, in Andhra, they are providing everything for manufacturing. They are providing everything. They are providing for our own country. I'm telling. Sorry, our own venture. I'm telling. So for our own companies, we are like giving subsidy. We are giving like what to say, uh, a concessional rate, electricity at concessional rate. They are giving everything. This will attract foreign investors to invest in our country, isn't it? If we are like, okay, this we are not giving any concession, will they come and invest in our country? So that's why these are the factors which are affecting FDI. If we are taking care of our thing very nicely, others will come and invest in our country. Okay, simple logic. You can just note it. Factor cost, market cost, trade openness, political environment, infrastructure, transport cost, exchange rates, tax rates, property rights, etc. There are other factors. These are some of the important factors. So, what are the advantages of FDI? Advantages. Obviously, it will promote the economic growth of a country by boosting the manufacturing and service areas. Isn't it? Then it increases the number of job opportunities available in the country. For example, the country is expanding, so obviously they need more laborers. So it will increases the job opportunities in the country. It promotes the growth of human resources in the country by enhancing individuals' skill set. For example, we already discussed it's not just investment, it's all workforce, new technologies and everything, right? So they are bringing new technologies and everything. It will promote the growth of human resources by the country by enhancing that person's skill set also. He is skilled in using other things, other technology from other countries. Then most of the FDI goods contribute to the global market, including export business. Okay. Thus the export and import will increase because of FDI. Then what are the disadvantages? It handles various kinds of domestic investment and even transfers control of the domestic firms only. It's not firms, it's firms, foreign firms. Okay, because as we already said or we already discussed, they are also getting what control over the decisions of our firms, isn't it? They are also the owners. So it may hinder the growth of domestic industry and it is getting what control over the decisions of the domestic industry. Many instances have proved that MNCs work or operate very poorly in the foreign countries. Because the way they are working in their country may be high standard. When they comes to other countries, they may not be keeping their standards or in par with their home country. Okay, MNCs and transnational. Next one is influences the exchange rate with advantage to one country and disadvantage for the other. Okay, exchange rates, money value exchange rate. It can risk political changes and hamper the investment flow. This for the investor. For example, a person from US is investing in our country, and we know our political scenarios, right? Changing every time. So, what if our political scenario changes and it is against that person's hampers that particular investor's growth? These are the some of the advantages and disadvantages of FDI. Shall we start the next topic or afternoon session? All are done? Okay, then afternoon session will. of families, when you are all good children, good people. Because also, persons result. You have a lot of good persons. If you result something, once you come into the class, you do something. Please, please. I know you are undergoing very difficult, inevitable. If something is inevitable, enjoy the subject. So I'm going to subject. We have seen different kinds of area completed arbitration, then we have completed negotiation. The students are not there, but they completed negotiation. Negotiation has completed. We are transcending to next form of area, that is mediation. Mediation. We will see the basic difference between area, mediation, conciliation, and negotiation. Negotiation is an informal process. Informal process is an interactive communication process. Here, what the negotiator is doing is he will you come to a conclusion of something denominator. Like, this is your problem, this is your problem. At any point of time, there is no such situation is everybody wins. At some time, you have to compromise on something. He will make you to compromise the both the parties on the lowest denominator. కావాలంటే ఇప్పుడు కావాలి నీకు ఇది కావాలి అంటే వదులుకో నీకు ఇది కావాలి అంటే నువ్వు దీన్ని వదులుకో రైట్ he will negotiate. He cannot what is called dictate the outcome of the he cannot dictate mandate of the things. Only thing is he will come, he will try to resolve the dispute, he will resolve the dispute. He will compromise the dispute at some point of time. Still, both the parties need that he is making to the compromise. Negotiation. If you get compromise, you will enter into a consensual agreement. Agreement. Here, negotiation is a informal process which is not recognized by law. You understand? If has been passed, negotiation only parties are voluntarily bind on the contract. To mediation, again, there is some sort of equity behind this mediation, which is recognized by the law. For example, if any mediator is to enter into a consensual agreement, of the agreement, decree will be passed. Understand? The mediation, he will come. Normally, mediators here will be having a little bit of legal backgrounds. Okay? This mediation has been recognized in so many acts also. So many acts of mediation and conciliation. Once the party or both the parties reach to an agreement, based on the agreement, decree will be this is the legal background for mediation.
has been lacked in the case of negotiation. Right? Mediation has been recognized first in so many acts, even before enactment of Arbitration Conciliation Act 1996. First act is Industrial Disputes Act 1947. Under this Industrial Disputes Act, normally you dispute has to be considered as an industrial dispute. There are certain criteria. All the disputes shall be considered as an industrial dispute. Remember, disputes cannot be considered as an industrial dispute. There should be certain criteria that are being met to consider as an industrial dispute. Normally, dispute may arise between workman and workman, workman and employer, employer and workman, so many things will be there. Now, if any dispute arises normally, the dispute has to be backed by appropriate government. Remember the provisions of law. Appropriate government means central government in the case of central establishments, state government in case of state authorities. The dispute has been arisen, the normal case to have proper judicial products. Normally, you have judicial products have to approach. Industrial Disputes Act says if there is any dispute arises between whomever, first you go before the mediator and conciliator first. There is a provision. That means itself is recognizing the provision of mediation, which is after the case of negotiation. We have to go before first. The first is whether you like it or not, invariably you have to go before mediator only. That is the provision of law. Mediator at the first instance. Now, mediator will make you to solve the problem. Here, normally in any problem, there are two approaches will be there. Rights approach, interest approach. Rights approach, interest approach will be there. Rights approach means here rights and interest are two different planes to understand. Interest means different. Whether you like it or it comes under any law, irrespective of any law, will be having something. But here, two things will be have to formulate on this. One is right, that means these are your substantive rights available to you under this dispute. These rights only. Interest అనేది వేరే. నీకు డబ్బులు కావాలి అంటే ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఉన్నారు డబ్బులు ఇవ్వడం కుదరదు ఎందుకంటే లా ప్రివెన్స్ that means this mediator is helping the parties that these are the rights available to you and these are the legal substantive rights which you cannot go beyond. In this purview, you have to resolve the right. Okay. ఈ అవైలబుల్ రైట్స్ ఏంటి చట్టపరంగా మీకు ఏం రైట్స్ ఉంది చెప్తాడు మీరు అడిగిన ఇవ్వడానికి కుదరదు ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఉన్నప్పుడు అడిగిన ఇవ్వడానికి కుదరదు ఎందుకు కుదరదు చట్టం ఒప్పుకోదు అండర్స్టాండ్ సో the law is not accepted so these are the boundaries of the rights rights means legal rights again legal substantive rights not procedural rights so these are the rights available to you. ఈ రైట్స్ ప్రకారము ఇలా వెళ్తే mediate on this he will make the other parties enlightened on what are the rights available to you what are your rights within the rights I am going to create this right this is right based next is interest based is always operating under the umbrella
right place. Even if you have more interest or whatever it may be, you cannot go beyond the law. So this is the area in which you have to resolve your disputes. Is making enlightening you. These are your rights, legal rights. These are your rights, legal rights. You have to solve the problem. Right. Once what is agreement consensual agreement, an agreement was made under mediation conciliation under industry dispute act. Once an agreement was made, on the agreement, what happens? It will be award will be passed by the labor courts. That means in negotiation, only you can enter into consensual agreement. That agreement is not binding on you. That is not binding towards finality until and unless you voluntarily comply. Here, if I enter into the mediation agreement, subsequently, this mediation agreement has been passed, deeming it to be a ఏమవుతుంది అగ్రిమెంట్లోకి ఎంటర్ అవుతాము ఏం చేస్తారు మళ్ళీ వెళ్తారు disputes will be resolved through resolving the normal procedure. Normally, if you go to courts, again, routine procedure will come into picture. This is mediation has got legal definition. First law. Now, just here, disputes and recognition, mediation and conciliation. Now, the second is the formula of section 89 of Civil Procedure Code 1908. Section 89. Right. Now, let's see what this is about. What evidence space? Section 89. It is a sections will be there, options will be there, rules will be there, reviews will be there, rule if any section bypasses orders or rules is divided, then there is one question. Speaks one thing. Two parties assume that petition for divorce, section 14, marriage, for divorce. Under section 30 or 13, whatever it may be, procedure of summons everything is there. Under section 18, you see who can file between one judge and other judge who is not related to the case is continuing for case. Section for holding a filing to marriage within petition right. Section speaks if both the parties consent to go for mediation conciliation, so one parties to mediate and conciliation. That means nothing but no knowledge. Go on, let me say, I am going to refer you for conciliation. It is not arbitration, right? It is not arbitration, right? Yeah. It is matrimonial dispute. Matrimonial disputes of the arbitration is In fact, I have forgotten my book. Normally, I used to keep some literature today. Morning, I came to the college without book. Then I closed my eyes. What is called drawing all the pages, so and so page, this so and so page, this so and so pages. I don't have book here. Just I am delivering the things. Some things might be left, which I cover in my next class. Right? Yes. Without book, I am telling you whatever that comes to my mind. Any subject, if you spend 10,000 hours on any subject, you will become the master. Puranjida, you will become the master. If you want to become master, two ways I will tell you. If you want to become master in law, two ways. Shall I tell? You want to become a master? Right. First one is very easy. First, what you have, suppose you want to expert in CPC, purchase CPC book. That is first thing. Second, go to one shop and purchase one mixie. Then tear the CPC book, put it in the mixie, pour some water, drink. Then by evening you will become expert in CPC. Karachi kudichitom. Tamil, that is the proverb. Karachi kudichitom. Expert. Evening, I think that you don't get CPC, you will get some stomach pain. Huh? That is one way. That is shortest way. Book right. Now, second way is there. Again, you have to go to a shop, purchase one Fevicol. Fevicol. Stick to your table, sit down row per day, 14 hours. Yeah, for 365 days. Now, you will become an expert. This is, second method is very sure method. First method is, I don't know. I never experienced, experimented this. Adi kavala, that is shortest. That means there is no shortcuts for success. To understand. Right. Now, which method you have to follow? You follow. Now, section 89 speaks. Now, judge says, you both come for diverse case. Now, normally, if you go to the courts straight away, again, section 89, previously it was not, if only consent of the parties. Only if the parties consent to the mediation, then only the courts can refer. The judge will say, I will do one thing, I will refer to conciliation. Right. Under section 89, he will refer the parties to conciliation. Right. Now, conciliation is going before legal services authority. There, this judge won't be there. Some other person will be there. Now, he will again talks to you, and if you accept the terms and conditions, a consent award will be passed. That means here another person who is not related to your case, he is adjudging your case. That has been recognized under section 89 of CPC. Right. Now, third provision that has been recognized by the law is Legal Services Authority Act. Legal Services Authority Act. Right. Now, under Legal Services Authorities Act, you know, Supreme Court's Legal Services Authority, state level Legal Services Authority, district national level Legal Services Authority, and it transcends from upper level to lower level. That means whenever, without going and filing the case in the courts, straight away you can approach the Legal Services Authority. For example, you got an electricity bill of 1 lakh rupees. 1 lakh rupees. They have issued demand to you that you have to pay 1 lakh. Now you are telling that I don't want to pay 1 lakh. Immediately you can go and file an application before Legal Services Authority. Now he will call electricity person, he will call you. He will ask you how much you are going to pay. I will pay 50,000. How much you want? I want 60,000. Okay, via media, take 50,000. Okay, by consent, what they are going to do is, yes, via media, 55,000. Yes, I am passing an award. Again, this award is final unless and until it has been questioned on patently illegal. Right. Now, this is the third aspect, Legal Services Authority Act, which gives mandate to the mediation and conciliation. Fourth one is Nyaya Gramalayas Act. That is one act as came. Nyaya Gramalayas Act. Under this, one person has been appointed as Nyayadhikari. Nyayadhikari. Right. Now, every Grama Nyayadhikari, Gramatulalla, they will appoint by this act. Now, here what happens is, this person will conduct meetings once in a while. Then, depending upon situation, he will be having jurisdiction over the area to which that has been conferred on him. మనకి ఏముంటుంది అంటే ఆ పరిధిలో ఒక jurisdiction ఉంటుంది that has been conferred by the legislation. Right. Now, especially these proceedings are summary proceedings. You heard about summary trial and summary proceedings? CPC summary proceedings, CRPC summary trial. There are certain things fit for summary procedure and summary trial. Here, it's purely summary proceedings will be there. That means they need not follow the rigid procedures of CPC. They are not bound by Evidence Act. In fact, it is enough if they follow principles of natural justice. Right. Again, with the consent of the parties and depending upon the cause of action and jurisdiction, he passes an award. Right. That is binding on these persons. So, these are again part 3 of the Arbitration Conciliation Act. Part 3 of Arbitration Conciliation Act gives legal recognition to this mediation and conciliation. Now, in some countries, you know, arbitration agreement is enforceable. Likewise, if you enter into a mediation agreement, even before the mediation, in some countries like UK, Australia, this mediation agreement, it is enforceable like any other agreements. That means there is a law. Negotiation, nothing will be there. It is purely based on your awareness, based on your contents, based on your what is called concepts. Here, mediation, it is enforceable agreement in some countries. Plus, the main difference between this mediation, other form of thing is, it is not rigid. It is very much fluid in nature. Fluid అంటే చాలా ఈజీగా ఉంటుందన్నమాట. Right. Now, again, negotiation, you can choose the person as negotiator of your choice. But in mediation, according to mediation and conciliation rules are there, anybody cannot become a mediator. There are certain criteria. A judge of the Supreme Court, a judge of the High Court, and again a person having a standing of more than 15 years in law. There are certain criteria. Only these persons can be appointed as a mediator. Now, till now we have seen the legal background of mediation. Next class we are going to see different theories of mediation, advantages of mediation, role of mediator and conciliator, different duties. Or something today? Right. ఇది మాత్రం పెరిస్తా వాడు తెస్తారని
Huh? So last class we have discussed about what types of prisons, I think. Yes, types of prisons. Now, in prisons, we found out two persons, two types of person basically. One, administrative officers. That means for administration of jail, there are some officers. Second part, prisoners. Yes or no? So, what is coming to the first one? That prison administrators or prison officers, whatever you may call them. So, if we go to that Prisons Act 1864, 1894, it says that in every prison there must be a superintendent, a medical officer, a medical subordinate, jailer, and other officers as per the requirement. For security, there must be the officers. So it is the section 6 of that Prisons Act 1894.
4. So after that section 7, so it is given the power to IG prison, that if requirement, he can change the number of staffs in that particular, in any particular jail. So here for the prison administration officer or prison officers, two sections are there, section 6, 7. 6 who are there as an officer. 7th is the power of that IG prison, Inspector General prison, that he can change the numbers of, increase or decrease the number of officers in that particular jail according to its necessity. There are officers. Now what is their duty and what is their power? So if we go to the general power, three things are there. First, control. Second, there should not be any business deal between officer and prisoners. Third, any biased interest towards the prisoners. These three things are required. First, as in that jail, superintendent is the head. Everybody has to follow. That means to control over that prisoners on his guidance. Every officer should be there to control them, how to conduct that controlling, how to, what is that duties towards the prisoners. It is be decided by the superintendent. So according to his sanction, jailer works, that health officers work, any other officers who are there for that, whatever their job is in that position, they will do that. It is section 8. Second one, that officer not to have any business dealing with the prisoners. In the films we have seen that they get many types of contraband things. By whom? By the officers. They are selling them. And in practical also that things happening. But it is not their duty. That officers should not have any business deal with the prisoners. That means, okay, give me money, I will give you this contraband things inside the jail. Bidi, cigarette, mobiles, whatever it is there. So you cannot. The officers should not, it is not outside the scope of the duty of the officer. Third, officer not to be interested in the prisoner's contract. That means they can't enter into any type of contract with the prisoners, that you have, I'll give you that much of amount of money, show me the way to go out from this or escape from the prison. This is a type of contract that, yes, according to Contract Act, it is not a contract, because that consideration and object both are illegal. Still, it should not be any type of like nature be there. Yes or no? So these are the general, these three are the general duties and powers of the prison officers. Besides this, as a superintendent, what is his duty? As a medical officer, what is his duty? We should have to be discussed. As a superintendent, section 11 of that act, Prisons Act. So there, What is his job? He has to maintain a register. That means registered what prisoners are admitted, when that prisoners are to be released, nature of that prisoner. That means he is convicted or under trial prisoners. UTP. So actually, in one case, I can't remember that case, where the Supreme Court has that they are not the prisoners, they are the detainees, under trial detainees. So you cannot term them as a prisoner. Prisoners who are convicted and they are. So they have to that. What is the nature of that character of that prisoners under trial or convicted? There has to be maintained. Maintain a visitors book that who are coming to meet prisoners. After this, maintenance of the whole prison as the head of that institution, he has to maintain all these things. That is his general power or specific power of that superintendent. Medical officer, who is a doctor, is the medical officer. He might be a superintendent also. If he is a medical officer, along with that, if he has both the power that he is a prisoner, he is a superintendent, so also a medical officer. So he has to do that thing also. But superintendent, after that, he has to monitor each and everybody's health. Who is coming? If you go to that section 50, 53 of CRBC, what it says? Those who are coming, he has to go through a medical inspection. It is his duty to examine that prisoners, that what is his health condition. When he released or when he has taken back to that, again they have to be done that, because if you go to that section 167, where that investigation cannot be completed within 24 hours, provision of remand 167, what it says, in every 48 hours there is to be medical examinations. Same thing said in the DK Basu case also. So that medical inspection, that when that prisoners take back to that taken from that judicial custody to the police custody, then again it is returned to that judicial custody. Both before going to the jail police custody, they have to examine that person. When again they return it after remand, again they have to be inspect the health condition of that person. So basically, the health condition or monitoring the health condition of the prisoners is the main duty of the medical officer. After that also, if somebody die, he have to do a panchanama, proper list. What is the cause of death? When he died? What is the nature of his disease? He died in the cell or in the hospital during that operation or whatever in that hospital is going on. That all panchanama should be there, or a list should be there that these things are happening. So accordingly, that jailer, gatekeeper, other security persons, they have their duty accordingly as instructed by the superintendent. So this is the in jail. This is one type of officer. In my beginning, I told you that two types of persons are there. One, prison officers. These are the prison officers. Your superintendent, jailer, medical officers, and other subordinates as per the requirement of the jail. We have discussed the power duties of these things. Now, second type. Who are they? Obviously prisoners. army is not there. So what are the types of prisoner? Can anybody say what are the types of prisoners, or who are residing inside that jail, judicial custody? What are the types? Two types we have, I told you. No. They are the officers. Types of prisoners. One, under trial prisoners, U2Ps. Second, convicted. Third, POW, prisoner of war. Yes, basically they are not reside in our general jails. They have to be separated. Yes, there are types of prisoners who are arrested during the war and they are involved in that war. Exchange scheme. After that 1999 Kargil war, we exchanged the prisoners with Pakistan. So that prisoners are POWs, prisoner of war. They are basically the enemy soldiers to whom our soldiers arrested during the war, or they have surrendered to our officers. That 1971 Bangladesh independence, 93,000 Pakistani soldiers surrendered to us. They are the POWs. Later on, yes, we release them. They are the POWs. So these are the at the time of British, they are another type of political prisoners. Gandhiji, Nehruji, they are the political prisoners, which is not, they are in this time, there are no political prisoners. So that thing. So basically, now time three types of prisoners are here. U2Ps, your convicted prisoners, POWs. POWs comes only in time of war. Okay. So generally two U2P convicts. Now, before going to that, where important questions coming out of these prisoners, that is, what are the rights of that prisoners? Yes, we have that person's done something wrong. He is inside the jail, residing inside the jail, or a matter is sub judice on him. But what is his right? So if you go to Article 21 of Indian Constitution, what it says? Yes, no person shall be deprived of his life and personal liberty according to the procedure established by law. So it gives you a fundamental right, us, a fundamental right that nobody is going to take our life or personal liberty without due procedure of law. So that what? Without due procedure of law, prisoners are come. Now, if someone is inside the prisoner, it is for us, okay. But prisoners, does that thing are applicable? That life and personal liberty is applicable to prisoners? Yes. Yes, but with due procedure of. That's why in case of PN Thampi versus Union of India, PN Thampi versus Union of India, 1985. 1985. PN Thampi, THAMPI versus Union of India. So in that case, Supreme Court enlarged 85, 1985, enlarge or increase the scope of the purview of the Article 921, that life and liberty. So in that case, they give a list that what are the rights they have, what you included in the right of a right to life and personal liberty of a prisoner. It is included that prisoners' right have a necessity of the life. That means same as us. Second, right against handcuffing, right against torture or third degree, right to consult with his advocate, right to a legal aid, right to hear, right to speedy trial. All these things are included in the right to life and personal. Because in many cases, that right to life, Supreme Court has discussed that right to life is not a mere animal existence. Right to life means to live with a human dignity. Then prisoners also have humans and they have also a human dignity. Yes, for their deed, some freedoms taken away from them. Freedom to roam in the any territory of India or within the territory of India, that was taken away from them. Right to profession was taken away from them. But right to live with a human dignity, that cannot be taken away from them. So prisoners shall be treated as a human and they should be treated as like, according to that PN Thami versus Union of India case. What Supreme Court has done. Now, right against handcuffing. Handcuff. So, does it necessary to handcuff a prisoner? Yes or no? It says Supreme Court in many cases. Sunil Batra case, Charles Sobra's case, President of Citizen for Indian Democracy case. It says two things. First, it is not necessary to handcuff a person because it is violate your right to life. But when it is necessary, you can handcuff him. Because in that Charles Sobras versus Union of India case, now he is released from the jail. So in that case, Supreme Court says when he was handcuffed, he filed a petition that it is against my Article 21, right to life and personal liberty. But in that case, Supreme Court says that you have a precedent that you are escaping from jail, from custody, or you have a notorious history. It is necessary to handcuff that person. But if that type of antecedent is not there, or if there is no such chance that that person is cooperating you, he is with you, and there is no chance that he is escaping from your custody, in that case it is not necessary to handcuff a person. If you are handcuffing that person, it is against his life and liberty, which was again discussed in the that Sunil Batra case. Sunil Batra versus administration of Delhi. So you can't, basically you cannot, or police cannot handcuff a prisoner inside the prison or while he was taken to the court or taken back to the jail from the court unless and until it is necessary. So both things are said. First, it is no. Exceptional cases, yes. Done? Yes or no? Next, we have already discussed about this thing, torture, third degree or inhuman torture. There we have discussed two articles of international declarations. One, Article 5 of Universal Declaration of Human Rights 1948. That one says nobody is subjected to torture or to cruel, inhuman or degrading treatment of punishment. So According to that, nobody is going to give you the third degree. So to respect that, as India is a member of that United Nations, so he pass a act or introduce that third degree inhuman torture, torture or inhuman treatment towards the prisoner is also violated of that article 21, because it is also violative of your life and personal liberty. Same in that Sunil Batra too, because there are two Sunil Batra's case. Okay, one is 80, one is 70. So you have to be particular on that thing. That case also, when that person was beaten and grievously hurt by the police administration, he filed a petition in the Supreme Court under Article 32 that his fundamental right was violated. In that case, it was introduced, because in that case it is says that prisoners are get the punishment according to the law, not according to the will of the administration officers or prison officers of that particular prison. So it is violative of your Article 21, and that's why state has to be pay compensation. Same thing, if you something is becomes aggravated by beating, that person was died, or while extracting the information from that person died. Custodial death. We have discussed about that also. Lilavati Behra versus Union of India. This Sunil Batra case. After DK Basu versus State of West Bengal. These three cases I have told you to remember, both in torture and custodial. So in that Lilavati Behra versus State of Odisha, what they did? They arrested that her son, torture him in the custody, throw the body railway track. So only to extract the information or confession, they killed him. It is the custodial death, which is prohibited. So in that case, Supreme Court imposed fine on the state, and here state has to pay some 1,50,000 rupees to that deceased mother. Yes or no? After that, DK Basu case, where whole guidelines are given. What is the procedure of your arrest? What is after arrest, during arrest? What is should be the treatment of the prisoners? That whole guideline was given by the Supreme Court in the DK Basu versus State of Union of India. Sorry, State of West Bengal. Yes or no? We had discussed that thing also, that while arresting you have that nameplate, you have to write down the memo inform that about his arrest to family or friend, venue of detention, his health condition should be checked by the officer of medical officer. All these things are there in the DK Basu versus State of. So, on basis of their case, our CRPC almost changed. That arrest provisions are amended. So that is our right against torture. Prisoners second right. Third right, to consult with his lawyer. In CRPC also, there is section 41A. So what it says? You can interrogate him, but he is also in front of his advocate, or he has the right to consult with a advocate of his choice. This is third right. Right of legal aid. 301 of CRPC. So what it says, if a person is unable to pay or he is so poor that he cannot afford this fees of the advocates or this legal system, then state has to give him a lawyer who is conducting the case in behalf of that person. That is the legal aid. Every court, every colleges, there is legal aid cells are there. Legal aid secretary, district judge was the legal aid officer of that, president of that legal aid. So it is the state's duty that nobody is left unheard only because of money. So state has to pay for his system. Yes. So basically, in that legal aid system, you can find out that Husainara Khatun versus State of Bihar. Husainara Khatun versus State of Bihar. In that case, this legal aid system was started because he filed PILs in behalf of the prisoners, and for that, after that case, so Supreme Court has to give the judgment that state should bear the expenses of the person who cannot afford this system, because for prosecution you have PP, FPP, everyone. Defense side, if he is a poor, you cannot deny him because it is violative of that our natural justice of adi ultum partum. Yes or no? That. Next one, right to get bail. Which sections deals with bail, or how many types of bail are there? Offences are divided in CRPC. Regarding bail, offences are divided how many types? Bailable, non-bailable. In bailable offence, deals under section 436, which says it is the right of the person to get the bail. And non-bailable, what are the non-bailable offences? Cognizable is different thing. What is non-bailable offences? Bailable offences are that offences where bail can be granted. Non-bailable? Yes, serious offences. Don't say that where bail cannot be granted. Never say that things. Okay. Under certain, it is the discretion of the court. Under 437, there are certain conditions are there when under that circumstances only courts gives you the bail. Non-bailable, don't say ever say that where bail cannot be granted. Okay. So if it is a bailable offense or that circumstances are there, it is the right of the prisoner to get the bail. Not only under this 436 or 437. 436A, when that person is residing as a under trial prisoner for more than the half of the maximum time, for theft let it 3 years, and that person is residing in the behind the bar for more than 1.5 years, only on U2P, under trial prisoners as a UTP. So it is his right to get the bail. That person try to appeal against the lower court order. In that case also he has the right. So there are certain situations under CRPC and other provisions are also there where you can get the bail as your right? And last, more important, speedy trial, because limitations given under CRPC that within this time you have to file a case or you have to initiate the case, but nowhere it is given that under how many times the court has to conclude it. Nowhere. Does that mean that case should linger for infinity? No. It is the violative of Article 20. So in that case, in your that Husanara Khatun case, Husanara Khatun versus Union of India, that case, it is the fundamental right of the prisoner also that he should avail the fruit of the speedy trial. So it is his fundamental right. You cannot deny him. Or in other words, we can say the trial should be concluded within a just and reasonable time without any delay. So these are some rights of the. Don't worry, I will leave the class within few seconds. Okay. So these are the rights of the prisoners. Prisoners that they are prisoners, that doesn't mean they don't have any right. They have right. These are their rights. Okay. Thank you and have a good day.
BBA, BCom. Girls, please leave your respective. Boys, 5 years. 5 year general honors BCom. Boys, honors. Honors from 1 to 144.
parliament